seems like people are maybe ask questions.
I do want to thank our sponsors, Janet and Irwin. They've been with us for decades, sponsoring films. Thank you. So anyway, if we have some questions, I know there's a lot. Yes. Oh yes, right here, Jerry.
Personal business. This is your first time directing. What or who or other directors that maybe inspired you or you took their styles from to help you put this movie together?
Oh gosh, I've been so influenced in terms of my love of films by so many different directors, but I have to say this film, not long before we decided to go ahead and do it, I had seen this extraordinary film by Pawlowski. Do you know how to say his last name? He's just, does someone know his last name? Pawlowski. He's a Polish filmmaker, although he's been living in England for like the last number of years. And a few years ago, he made a film that was nominated for an Academy Award in the foreign film category, and it was called Ida or Ida. I think in Polish it's pronounced Ida. It was the most extraordinary film, and it reminded me of the films that I think I really fell in love with film in the late 60s and early 70s when I started to be really exposed to a lot of amazing European film directors as well as a lot of kind of new wave directors in the United States. And I loved 40s films growing up and stuff, but then there was like a whole other world of film that came into my life at a different time. And there was something about the simplicity of his storytelling. Have many of you seen the film Ida?
We actually showed it this year during the festival.
Just an amazing film. I've probably seen it now 7 or 8 times, but you know, he did a couple of things that are very, very rarely done anymore, which is he never moved the camera. And I listened to a number of interviews with him afterwards talking about why he had decided to do this. And I thought that there was something that I remembered from watching films at a time in which I felt the characters in the film, I was so absorbed by them and by their stories and by their reality, and I thought, you know, I don't feel that very much anymore. And I feel like the camera's always whipping around and there's so many things going on and there's so many distractions in the frame of film. And this film of his, Ida, it just settled in on the characters and it just allowed you to be affected by them. And I thought if there's anything I would like to try to do with the Tree Rock Cloud, it was really to use that sort of a very, very simple style. And then he also had shot the film in black and white, and I had been thinking about black and white before that just because it felt very Carson McCullers period. I think even when I read the story, I saw it in black and white. But the cinematographer that I was working with really wanted to do a black and white film, and so it kind of, but I think this particular filmmaker has influenced me a lot, and I went back and watched a lot of his earlier films as well, and you know, certainly I was very influenced by people like Ingmar Bergman, whose films I just loved so much, and Fellini, and I could go on and on and on and on, but they had a profound, and still do, I still love to go back and watch those kind of classic films of great European directors, because there's just a different approach to filmmaking.